10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink, go USA.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Visual propulsion nominal. Pad operation securing, step section 59 on LVNet.
Power and telemetry nominal.
You are watching the Falcon 9 as it ascends through the
Falcon 9
atmosphere
is
carrying the
supersonic.
SpaceX Starlink payload of satellites. Coming up in just a few seconds here, the vehicle is going to be passing through max Q. That is the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Let's listen for that call out.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
The vehicle has passed through max Q, which means that the atmosphere is only going to get thinner from here on out. Coming up shortly at T plus 2 minutes and 35 seconds is going to be, or excuse me, T plus 2 minutes and 32 seconds is going to be MECO. That stands for main engine cutoff. That's when those 9 Merlin engines you can see burning on your screen right now will shut off or cut off. Shortly, only a few seconds after that, will be stage separation at 2 minutes and 35 seconds, quickly followed by SES1. That stands for second engine start 1. That's when that single Merlin vacuum engine will ignite after stage separation. All telemetry looks nominal from that first stage right now, and trajectories look good. You can see the exhaust gases of those 9 Merlin engines expanding as it gets further and further up into the atmosphere. Stand by for MECO in about 5 seconds.
Stage separation confirmed.
You can see it on your screen and you can hear it through the cheers of the crowd here at SpaceX headquarters, that we just had a good MECO, we had a good stage separation, and we had a good second engine start. That second stage is now burning brightly on the right-hand side of your screen, accelerating the Starlink stack towards its deployment altitude. On the left-hand side of your screen, you can see the view, a view of the Earth, actually, a beautiful view of the curvature of the Earth and all the lights of the eastern seaboard of the United States. That camera on the left-hand side is attached to the top towards the inner stage of the first stage. And on your right, you can see the fairing deploy from that Starlink satellite stack. The crowd here at headquarters cheering. I'm sure everyone up in Redmond is happy too. So at this point in the mission, there are 2 things happening simultaneously. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see that's the SpaceX Starlink stack right there, now exposed to the vacuum of space that we've jettisoned that payload fairing from the top of the rocket. Right now you can see a view of the bottom of the second stage. That is the Merlin vacuum engine, currently burning brightly, doing its first of 2 burns to raise those satellites up to their deployment altitude of 440 kilometers above the Earth. The next step for this second stage is going to be SECO-1. That's going to happen at 8 minutes and 47 seconds. But while that's happening, we'll be watching the first stage also coming back down towards the surface of the Earth. This will be the third time that we have attempted to recover this first stage, this particular first stage. Those of you who have seen previous landing attempts may notice that we are not doing a boost back burn today. This is because boost back burns are typically used to cancel out the horizontal velocity of a first stage as it goes away from the launch pad and then bring it back towards the Cape. For tonight, we're doing a drone ship landing on Of Course I Still Love You, so we just position the drone ship out in the Atlantic Ocean
Second
to catch
stage
it
is following
at the
an
end of its
optimal trajectory.
No need for a boost back burn here. Without a boost back burn, the next step coming up for the first stage will be the entry burn at T plus 6 minutes and 23 seconds. The entry burn will last for approximately 20 seconds and then shut down. And then after that, we'll be heading towards a landing burn. All telemetry looks good from that second stage as it continues to pick up speed towards that intended deployment altitude. So as I said earlier, the first stage is now about to start its entry burn at 6 minutes and 23 seconds. This entry burn is to slow that first stage down just a little bit before it hits the thicker regions of the atmosphere. You can see the camera on the first stage on the left-hand side of your screen right now. It's dark,
Stage
but
one,
in a few
ATSS
minutes, those
safety.
Merlin engines at the bottom of that first stage will light up, and there they go.
Stage one, entry burn has started.
That is the start of the entry burn.
And stage one, entry burn shutdown.
And that's it. That is the end of the entry burn. The next step for that first stage is going to be the landing burn. You can see some aerodynamic flows past those grid fins right now on the first stage as it gets into the thicker and thicker regions of the atmosphere. Those grid fins help to
Second
stabilize the
stage
first stage
continues
as
to
it heads
follow
back
a
down
nominal
towards the
trajectory.
deck of Course I Still Love You.
Stage one is transonic.
Also signal stage one, Cape Canaveral, as expected.
All telemetry is nominal on the second stage as it continues to accelerate. Next big thing happening here is going to be the landing burn at T plus 8 minutes and 9 seconds, just about 30 seconds from now. For those of you just joining us, we did have a successful liftoff at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time from Cape Canaveral. The first stage was able to successfully separate and is now heading back for its third landing attempt in its history.
Stage one, landing burn has started.
The landing burn has started as scheduled. We don't currently have video from that first stage, but stand by. We may
Vehicles
be
at
able
terminal
to get
guidance.
something from the drone ship. Landing burn started at 8 minutes and 9 seconds, and the landing is scheduled
Landing legs are
for
deployed.
8 minutes and 30 seconds, just about now. You can
Stage
tell
two,
here at SpaceX
FDS
headquarters
is
we
safe.
haven't yet gotten any video from the drone ship, but we're just waiting for confirmation.
Back shutdown.
It sounds like we may have confirmation that the first stage has landed. That is a shot from Of Course I Still Love You of the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket for its third landing.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
Always great to see those first stages come back. While that was happening, we did have our second engine cutoff one. That's the end of the second stage's first
Acquisition signal
burn.
in the Finland.
And we did have confirmation of a good orbit for that second stage. Right now, we're about to enter a coast phase.
Starlink constellation deploy confirmed.
And we have confirmation of deploy. You can hear the team in the background. This is an incredible moment for SpaceX. You can see those flat packed Starlink satellites slowly gliding away from the top of the second stage. This is the highest number of satellites that SpaceX has ever deployed in a single time. There are no deployment mechanisms between those spacecraft, so they really are just slowly fanning out like a deck of cards into space. You can see those spacecraft starting to separate as they naturally glide away from each other. The sun is glinting pretty strongly off the panels and the bodies of those spacecraft, so it's tough to see them individually, but you can kind of see one breaking away from the pack right now. Those spacecraft will slowly disperse over time.